Hello there, I'm Bob Ross, and this is the joy of Kid Pix. Now, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna open up our little program. It's a happy little program, and we're gonna see what happens. Oh, well, first of all, we have to read this license agreement. And it's a happy little license agreement, so we're gonna accept all the terms and conditions. Well, now, this seems unreasonable. Oh, we have to register for the... No, I do not want to be on the mailing list. Sorry, friends, I didn't realize that I was gonna have to go through all this malarkey. Now here's where the fun starts. Ah, we got that happy little audio.
Sequence start. 10, 9, 8.
I'm just so
7,
excited.
6, 5, 4, 3.
I hope this
2,
is like the original
1, 0.
original
Ignition.
intro, because
5, 4, 3,
oh yes it is.
Kid Pix, come on and play with Kid Pix. Wow! Paint it up, draw it up, move it up.
There it is, move around,
and the sound.
As a funky sound.
Kid Pix, come on and play with Kid Pix. Kid Pix, this is my favorite. Now grab your wacky brush, Kid Pix. Wow!
See, that was a joyful little intro. It was just a joyful, and I'm crying right now because I think I've seen the face of God. Fuck it. Anyways, we're gonna log right in. And now this is our canvas. It's a nice blank white canvas, and here's where the fun starts. Okay, so we can make whatever we want. So we're gonna start out with a base color. Remember, this is our little world we're creating. Anything can happen. Anything can happen here. Let's look through the blues. I wanna start out with a nice blue. And that's a lovely blue. That's a baby angel wing blue. We're just gonna use this paint bucket and splash our entire canvas with a nice baby wing blue. Now, isn't that nice? So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick out our first brush. Go in the paintbrush, and here we have a whole selection of different textures and whatnot. We can get all sorts of effects. Now here's what's nice about, you see, it's very different from a typical canvas, because Kid Pix, you know, we can make more happy little accidents. You need to be able to put yourself out there. We're gonna test what this happy little texture looks like on the screen. I like that. You know what? I was going to demonstrate the undo button, but you know, this happy little accident's gonna stay right on the screen, and we're gonna give that little happy little cloud a few happy little cloud friends to just join him right there. Doesn't that look? What's great about Kid Pix is there's so much texture, so much life in these happy little clouds. We're gonna draw a darker little cloud. So that was a nice titanium white we used, but now we're gonna use this. It's a nice little mixture of the titanium white and the nice that happy little disembodied baby wing blue. We're gonna see this. Yeah, not all clouds have the same color. Some have slight alterations. We're gonna. Remember, kids, we don't. It's easy to have that voice in your head that says, "Oh, well, golly gee, I don't feel like I'm very good at this at all." You gotta embrace the happy little accidents. Only God is perfection. You know? What we're gonna do is, we're gonna find another color. This is a titanium white mixed with a little spilt wine rose, and what we're gonna do here is we want to make some bigger clouds, so we're gonna make that brush size a little larger. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna make some clouds, happy little clouds over here. Now remember, there isn't a single wrong answer in your painting. You are God. You are the God of your world. And that's what's so beautiful about painting. See, you become your own God, but at the same time, doing something that our God in heaven above, he looks down upon you and he thinks, well, by golly, what a wonderful world I've created. And if you really pay attention to the things that you create and what's happening, you might even see a little glimpse of the face of God, because there's magic in creation. It's I've known worlds of destruction. When I was back at Vietnam, there's no meaning in war. War is you can't make any sense out of destruction, but here we create our own world, and we can make sense. It doesn't matter if it doesn't make sense to other people, because we're making our own sense. Now here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have a little bit of this khaki pants over here, and we're gonna add a little something over to these clouds. Just a little rain cloud. And I know what you're thinking. Bob, isn't this supposed to be a happy little painting? Why would you paint a little rain cloud? That doesn't seem very happy at all. Well, the way I see it, sometimes you need a little rain. It's the rain that, it offers itself unto the earth, and it's you gotta recognize the importance of rain, because without rain there wouldn't be the happy little trees and the happy little bushes and those little critters that live inside them. It's fun to marvel at all of God's creations. Now, I'm gonna have a little bit of red in there. This is just a little bit of the wrath of God mixed with a nice titanium white, and we're gonna add a little something to this cloud over here. Just make a nice little shape right there, but we're gonna add a little fluff here so it looks a little more natural. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna add it right there. This is the save feature. I'm gonna show you how to save your picture. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna call this one Happy Little Clouds 1. Happy Little Clouds. Okay. We're gonna save that, and that's what we're trying to do here. So I'm just gonna finish up these happy little clouds, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually, we're not planning any of this out. We're just letting our minds wander and create, beautiful art. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna do something to make these make a little more sense. We're gonna go back with the sometimes you need to go back over something you created in Kid Pix. It's a little different than the joy of painting when you're using an actual canvas, and but it's all art all the same, and I think you gotta appreciate that. So we're going back over with the Tears of God gray. We're gonna get over that. It's gonna overlap a little bit. It's gonna overlap a little bit. I actually like that little cloud peeking in the back. But we're gonna go over that. Titanium white with the blood of the angel blue. And we're gonna remember, this is our own little world. It doesn't have to operate on the logic that our world, because there is no logic in our world. There's no logic to humanity. Oh, I see. So it's saving it. Okay, good. Now it's important. You need to know. Ooh, you can share directly to YouTube. Well, this is going on my YouTube channel. Oh my goodness, there's so many different options on this version. They've really made a whole lot of changes to Kid Pix. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a mountain. Let's see what we want to do. We're gonna try out this. I'm gonna see how this works. I'm gonna use this bit of this Royal Jesus Mountain purple, and we're gonna try that. We're gonna start, and that's exactly the kind of brush we want right now. So what we're gonna do, see, we're just gonna start getting those outlines of those. You know what though? It's not the right color. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make we need like a deeper purple. We're gonna mix a little bit of the blood of Jesus red with a bit of this God's mountains baby Jesus blue, and we can make a nice deeper purple color. Let's see how that goes. And I think that's right on the money. We're gonna just get there. Remember, we're just making the outlines. There's nothing wrong right now. We're just making the outlines of these majestic little mountains, The mountains, just whenever you're feeling down and out and you're not sure what's what, just look at the mountains. And I always gotta look at the mountains. Okay. Always gotta look at the mountains. We need a little bit more of a stronger purple. We're going with that purple. I spilt red wine on myself, purple. My wife Diane is very annoyed at me, but I said, hey Diane, sometimes you get a little too excited when you're talking about your paintings, and accidents happen, but, I think all accidents are happy little accidents. That's what I tell my son every day. He said, son, Diane and I didn't mean to have you. You were a happy little accident, but you're also one of the biggest bundles of joy in my life. So, you gotta appreciate the accidents in life sometimes, because it's just God's way of trying to tell you, that, you need a little change in your life. What we're gonna do is the hell, doesn't matter where we put it, it's gonna be, okay, yeah, here we are. Now, remember kids, painting is, some people say that painting's just fun, and, well, sure is fun. It's a heck of a, it's one hell of a hobby. But you know, it's also, you're doing something important. You know, you are an outlet for God to show the majesty of God's creations, and you know, that's really what's important. Now, you'll see that a lot of the progress we've made is just absolutely superb. So we don't want to lose that. So we're gonna click the save button, and we're gonna make sure that we have this beautiful art saved. I'm gonna check that the timer we're still good. Yeah, we got 5 minutes left before we have to start again. Okay, now we're gonna go with a lighter color. We're gonna go with this purple. Purple is one of my favorite colors, and we're just gonna make a small little mountain right there. Okay. Now, yeah, we're having a little issue right here. You see, it's too light to go over this mountain. But you know what? Maybe that's God just telling me that that's not what we're trying to do right now. Maybe this mountain's behind. I was thinking it was going to be in front, but I like this nice shape we have going right here. So we're going to have that nice little ridge going up in the back. And that's part of God. You know, that's God working right there. We're gonna go with the darker color. I'm not gonna make up a color that it is, because I'm not feeling that creative right now. So we're just gonna go over right there. That's just a nice little ridge right there. Yeah, I think we're gonna need to save that, but I think what we're gonna do, we're gonna use this, because I totally forget what color this is, but I'm gonna try that, because I want it to look, and that didn't really work, but it's okay, you know, I think it looks nice, so we're gonna save that. I'm going to draw a little bit of grass at the bottom. I'm going to get a little bit of that launch from the screen. I'm going to get a little bit of that. Oh wait, that's not. No, that's where we're going. I'm going to get the exact color. No, that's... No, we got to find that. Sometimes you need to be patient, okay? We're gonna go with that color. Well, I'm gonna just, what the hell? We're gonna get a little adventurous. We're gonna see what a crayon would look like. We used a little bit of crayon. What do you know? The crayon was actually quite a nice choice. What we're doing here is we're gonna just draw the ground. And you know what? I'm inspired right now. We got the nice ground, but when there's ground, what we need some happy little trees. We're gonna draw a happy little tree. We're gonna get that nice. I'm gonna start with that color. Need to find the right brush for the happy little trees. I think maybe we're gonna go back to this. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start right here. Let me just save this right now, because we're gonna get a little adventurous right here. You know what? I decided that's not the right brush we wanted. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the undo button. It's perfect. You see, sometimes you make happy little accidents, and sometimes you make accidents that you want to forget immediately. And it's for those accidents you want to forget immediately, we're gonna use a little undo button. And we agree with that sentiment, because we don't want that, right, in our painting. thing is, you are God when you are painting. So it means, like God, you can decide what you don't want. Okay, so we got a few different options here. Let's try this option. Let's see what kind of paintbrush we got going on here. That actually might be fine and dandy. But what we're gonna do, I'm gonna just demonstrate the undo button again.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. See, there's a nice musicality to that, and we like that. We appreciate that. So we're gonna use that brush. I think we decided we're gonna use that brush. We're gonna make it smaller a little bit. We're gonna just make it a little bit smaller. What we're gonna do is we're gonna just get that. It's the little base of that tree. What we're gonna do is we're gonna just keep on building up. Just building up. We're gonna build up that tree. So what we need to do is we need to make that a little thicker at the bottom. Now, some people will say, hey, I don't think the composition's right. And it's like, well, now wait, just hold your horses, because I'm not done yet. Don't criticize a man before he's done painting. That's just darn rude. I don't care for that. Now I'm inspired by creations of all this beauty in the world by our creator, God himself, but there's a lot of things you can paint. I'm inspired by nature. I'm inspired by trees and mountains and those little critters that live all around these places. But some people are inspired by different things, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong. There's no wrong answer when you're painting. And so what we got here? We got a nice happy little tree. We got the beginnings. Now we're gonna work on the trunk. I'm gonna show you a little tip. Well, first of all, we're gonna make this really small. And we're gonna just use a little Life of the Earth brown, and we're gonna just make a very, very thin indication of. It's just a thin indication of a tree trunk in there. That's what we're going for. It's just the indication. And we're gonna. Well, we might have fucked up a little bit, but that's okay. We're just gonna. Whenever you fuck up, all you gotta do is we just gotta keep on painting. That's the answer. That's always the answer. Well, I don't know which one was the right. We're gonna just experiment a little bit here. What does that look like? No, that's too light.
Now wait a minute.
Yeah, now I'm gonna try this. And that's perfect. That's exactly what we're going for. And maybe there'll be a little bit. There's gonna be maybe a little bit of that indication of the tree trunk underneath. Maybe not. Maybe that was just some nonsense, but the point is it's not going to be bothering us anymore, but we're just adding a little bit more depth to the, giving a little bit more depth to this. What we're going to do is we're going to need a happy little trunk, so this time we're going to actually make it a legitimate brown. That is, that brown is called, tree trunk brown. It's conveniently exactly what we're looking for. There's something about that top of the head of that tree needs to be fixed. But right now we're focusing on the tree. Doesn't that look? See that? Doesn't that look like a beautiful little tree? No, we're gonna go back and we're gonna make something over there. We're just gonna make that look a little bit more like, yeah. Now look at that happy little tree. Now we're going back to the original texture that we were using for the tree, and we're gonna just make a happy little top to that tree. Oh, now that was an accident. So we're gonna use that undo button. That was not a happy little accident. That was a shameful little accident. You should feel fucking ashamed sometimes. Some accidents, you know. Some things are hard to forgive, you know. That's another one of those accidents. We don't need to. See, when you're painting, you know, in the real world, you know, sometimes you need to accept your accidents, you know, but this is the digital world, and there's a nice little undo button. What is this? You know, we might have to, I'm just so damn curious. We might need to test out that and see what we got. In fact I am. Let's see what happens if we press this little button. It's just, it washes it all away. So now as you see, by pressing that, I got rid of all of my work thus far. And you might think, oh my goodness, why would you waste all that time and effort and just destroy everything? Well, fortunately, we didn't lose it. See, we got happy little clouds, and now it's all back. We're gonna press the save button just to make sure that we got it back. See, so you don't have to worry. Sometimes we all make mistakes, but you just need to remember that save button and the open button and the undo button, and then you should be just fine. Anyways, now, as you can tell, we did minimal planning I've just been planning this as I've been going along, but that's okay. We're gonna continue just following our hearts, you know, because that's what's important. I'm gonna make a darker bush, right? It's gonna be a happy little bush, but it's gonna be dark. I'm gonna use a larger brush. Make that happy little bush over here. And this bush is right on the edge of the frame. You need to be brave. You need to be able to take chances when you're painting. And you know, Kid Pix is the perfect place to be making taking such chances. That bush over there any good? You know, maybe not, but that's okay, because we're the decider right now. You know, it's not our job to, you know, it's not our job right now to be a critic. It's our job to be an artist. What we're gonna do is, I think we need another happy little tree to give that other tree some nice company. So we're gonna go with this, and we're gonna do a similar. We're gonna do a similar design. This tree's gonna be a little smaller. This tree's gonna go right off the screen. You know, we're making indications of a world that's larger than our canvas. That's important, because sometimes the joy in life comes from the mystery in life. You know what? At first I was reluctant to cover that happy little mountain, but I think we did it in a way that you can still see the mountain behind it. We're gonna make this smaller brush, because we want to be mindful that we don't We want to be mindful of all of our creations. All of our precious little creations. You know, you're the creator. And so you owe it to your creation to love and care for it. Now, you might see that tree might look a little crooked. You know what? Sometimes that's the way God makes trees. Sometimes, the world isn't perfect, but you just gotta find the beauty in the imperfections of the world. That's what I tell my wife whenever she asks me, how she looks. I say, Clarice, Diane, sometimes the beauty in life is in the imperfections, and and then she says, I wish you'd change your fucking hair. And I say, well, as I said before, the beauty sometimes is in the imperfections. And she's like, I just don't understand you sometimes, Bob Ross, but goddamn, I love you. You're a swell person, and I respect you like hell. And I say, well, Diane, I couldn't agree more. I feel exactly the same. And that's love, children. That's love. We're gonna save this creation because I'm really liking how it's going so far. We're having a lot of fun. I think we might need to go back to the mountains. I wanna draw another happy little mountain right over there. I'm gonna draw a happy little mountain. Now let me show you something. There's a few. Look at this tool. I'm gonna just demonstrate this tool. I'm gonna use a really shitty color for that. I'm gonna use a real nasty green. Not that green, that green. Nastiest green there is. And then what you do is you go like that. Now I showed you that tool, but that tool's only good for one thing, and that's demonstrating the undo button. You see, children, when you're drawing, you gotta do it. You gotta do it just freehand. Don't use any of those tools because that's not how God created. God created the heavens and the earth with His own hands. He didn't use a line tool. He didn't use an oval tool. No, God made everything nice and personal. And that's how you should paint. You should make things personal when you paint. We're going to just save again, because it's always a good idea to save, especially after you do something strange, like demonstrate a tool that you disapprove of. I think I want an even darker, deeper. Yeah, I think that's exactly what we want. And what we did there, we're going to get rid of that. I agree. Yeah, you know what? Sometimes you do have to. You're not going to create anything new if you always do the undo button. See, that wasn't planned. I originally planned to make this mountain a little different. It's going to be a little. It wasn't going to be quite like this, but you know what? Sometimes you gotta embrace the beauty of the world. Sometimes that beauty is in the accidents, the happy little accidents. Hell, isn't that really what natural selection is? It's just a bunch of happy little accidents. I hope that people can hear all this commentary. I'm a little new to using this, so I don't know how the balance is. I hope that the balance is just right, and you can hear old Bob Ross's commentary, my little tips and tricks for making beautiful art. Yeah, there we are. Now we're getting to a difficult section here. Let's see. Now that's not gonna do. We're gonna actually have to undo that.
Oh, man.
Now there's those joyful little sounds, and that's what I love about Kid Pix. You see, you could make a little, you can make a happy little accident, but maybe right there and then you're not feeling that happy little accident, you know. So then you press the undo button, and well, there's just a fun little, joyful little tune that little fella sings, and you know. I think that's to be admired in life. You know, sometimes you gotta find joy in the happy little accidents. You know, as I said, you know, my wife and I, we sure do find joy in our happy little accidents. You know, our children. Anyways, you know, that mountain's just right there. You know. Now what we gotta do is we're gonna save that. We're gonna save this creation, but first let me just fix that little peak, that little mountain peak. You know, I was going to add snow to these mountains, but by golly, I think I like them the way they are. What we're gonna need to do though is we're gonna draw happy little trees. We're gonna draw happy little trees in this area. You see this area with that titanium blue, or whatever the fuck I said it was before. the gods infinite wisdom blue that we use for the sky. We need to fill in that area because it doesn't look quite right. It doesn't look quite right. But we're gonna draw some happy little trees in there. We're gonna just draw a happy little forest. Let's see. I think that'll work just fine. We're gonna find the right brush. We're gonna find exactly the right brush. And you know what? We're gonna try that. We're gonna see why that works. I'm gonna try to draw some happy little trees. That brush is it's a little big for what we're trying to do, but we only have so many options in Kid Pix, and you know, again, sometimes magic happens with limitation, you know. So what we're gonna do? I'm just gonna draw nice little trees right there. Now. And if it doesn't come out quite right, well, hell, you can always say, hey, I drew it in Kid Pix, so give me a little break. Maybe these aren't happy little trees. Maybe it's just happy little, just general green. I don't know. Here's what we're gonna do. The point is, we're gonna just make sure it looks natural. Hell, we're gonna have a little shadow over there. We're gonna have a little shadow. The green's gonna change. You know, I gotta say, you know, in the older version of Kid Pix, I guess, I don't know. I think things have changed. You know, there used to be this thing used to be a nice little bomb, and I respect that. You know, I mean, we don't want to be encouraging violence for our children. You know, but on the other hand, there's something mighty satisfying about throwing a bomb on a creation where, you know, maybe something didn't go quite right, didn't go quite according to plan. That's what my only thought. We're gonna just add a little variety, and you know, we're gonna have it's a little more liquidy. Probably not what we want right here, but we can have a little bit of that in there. Yeah, we're gonna sharpen that a little bit. Anyways, we're gonna go with a darker color again, cause I don't know why. The color's all right, but it's not. It's right for a little highlight here and there, but you know, probably not quite right for what we're doing. Let's make sure we get the outline of that. Maybe we can go back to our go back to our roots a little bit. A little more close to the original color. No, that color's not gonna work. We're gonna undo that. Oh, and I see. You know what's nice about they've upgraded it. Now there's a redo button and an undo button. That's lovely. They've updated the features a little bit, and I respect that. So we're gonna need to go with a little darker color. Let's try that. That looks like a nice color. Maybe this is a green land right here. Maybe it's not. Maybe that's not a tree right there. You know, I think that I think it's looking swell. We making beautiful artistic work, and I think I'm quite proud of it. We're gonna make this happy little. We're gonna work on that a little bit. That's okay. You know what? Hey, I'm gonna make some. We're gonna find some yellow. We're gonna find that lizard crimson. I don't know that. It's gonna be a little bit of yellow in there. Yeah, it's gonna go. We're just gonna draw like that. Right there. We're gonna. Just a little bit of yellow in there. People are gonna say, what's that about? It's like, well, sometimes God offers a color we didn't expect. Yeah, we're gonna just do a little bit of nice red in there. Oh, beautiful, for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains, majesty above the fruited plains. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood, from sea to shining sea. See, there's a certain point where you get a little bit lazy with your drawing. That's alright. See, right now, you can see we had opportunity to make all sorts of things happen there, but hell, I'm getting a little tired of this. I'm just gonna keep on doing that lizard green right there. Lizard green, yeah. Looks quite good. You know what? I do run out of time. Okay, well, I'm gonna keep trying to maintain the edge of that tree a little bit more by adding a little more variety in the colors. Okay. It's okay if we have little indications of the original colors. That's where the magic comes in. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna just fix up that. I'm gonna fix up that mountain a little bit, just a tad. We're gonna go with that color. And there we are. That should be good. Let me just. Yeah, I'm going to show you. I'm going to just use a tad bit of the titanium white, and we're just going to add a little bit of little edge to that. Yeah, you see, that's just a little titanium white. There we are. Anyways, sometimes it's about the subtle details. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to save that, because that's a divine little creation. We're gonna. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go over. The only thing is we need to go over that. We need to go over that happy little grass. You know Bob Ross likes his happy little grass. And I know some of you fellas out there like it too. I'm gonna go back to the crayon tool right here. And we're gonna make sure that happy little grass is looking really nice. To make sure we understand this is in the background. There we are. There we are. Who knew you can use a crayon tool for this? Now I'm going to show you another tool. Some kids don't know this, but what we do is we go up here. What we can do is we can export that, because the Kid Pix file, that's good if you want to continue working in Kid Pix, but we don't need that thing right there. But sometimes we want to do things outside of Kid Pix, and so we're going to need that happy little JPEG right there. Now, it's time to leave, I think. Thank you for joining me.